Like, I wish I had like an earpiece for him. Like, see this there, motherfucker. Talk about,
Talk about his hands. They looking small right now.
Yeah.
That's why he's stuttering. He's just listening. Like, okay, David, I got him.
Wait, what? I don't think I could say that word. What? You really want me to do? Okay.
Yeah. Like if he was just looking at Chris Wallace, he's like, look, I'm trying to get some words in, but apparently Trump is grabbing this debate by the pussy.
Damn. You would have dropped a bar on him.
Yeah. It was like,
Proper Ebonics.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Proper Ebonics.
Woo!
I assume there's like applause in the background. I'm in a different setting. I'm currently house sitting right now, so don't be alarmed. But we got a guest. Everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for David James.
Hey, everybody. How's everyone doing? Yay.
Good morning, David. How are you on this early Saturday morning, man?
I hate both of you right now. I woke up at 2:30 yesterday, and then I had to go set an alarm today for 10:45 to go do this.
Damn.
Life is hard, man.
Did you at least brush your teeth?
No. No, there's no point. I haven't done anything yet.
Damn.
All I did was pee. That's it. That's all you guys get. That's all the preparation I did for you guys.
I'm glad you at least did that. That's good. You don't have to worry about going to the bathroom or anything like that. You ever try doing like a sleep schedule thing where you train your body to wake up early?
Oh, well, yeah, when, you had like a real job and shit, but no, those days are gone. So what's the point?
So it's 2 p.m.s.
I sleep till noon at least sometimes. It happens.
Damn.
No, the 2:30 is rare. That's extremely rare. It's just because the previous day I had like 3 hours of sleep. So I just passed out for like a long time. Yeah.
Oh, that's a refreshing feeling. I can't remember the last time I woke up past 11 o'clock. Like I feel like if I wake up past 10, I'm gonna get upset at myself. I'm like, I wasted a day. Whereas like I should maybe take a step back and be like, oh, this is kind of relaxation. There's like 12 more hours this day that I could conquer.
Well, what time do you go to sleep?
Usually around 12 to 1 a.m.
See, you're wasting a night.
No, night is my relaxation. Night is my time where I get to just decompress, the world shut off.
This guy turns his phone off at 11 o'clock like he's a fucking grandfather.
Wow.
I was on an experiment. I was on an experiment for September where I shut everything off on weekdays 10 p.m. and on weekends 12 a.m. And I didn't really like it. I I realized that I am a night person, and I'm okay with that.
All right, took for that experiment for you to know that.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Took some discipline and was like, I wanted to hear the benefits of waking up early. I tried it, didn't care for it. And now I'm back at night, baby. It was a wild night last night too.
It's been a wild couple of days, man. So I just want to hop right into it, man. Y'all guys seen it. Fucking Trump got COVID.
Damn.
And shit. So that I think that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Him and his wife got it, and they said she got it from Lady Hope. Nick, I don't know these motherfucking people's
Hope
names.
Hicks, I think.
I don't know their names. But
what up, Hicks?
Hicks.
But listen. So look, I've been seeing a lot of people say like, "Yo, I wish that nigga died." Shit like that. Like,
that's terrible.
They get aggressive.
Yeah.
On the internet, man. What y'all think about what's going on with that?
I would say, the first I heard about the hoping people die thing was when people keep on forgetting that Trump's brother died. Like, what was it, like a month ago or something like that? And people were like, I hope when they heard he was sick, they hope his motherfucker dies. I was like, what did he do to you? Like, now we gotta hate people that we don't like, their siblings for no reason. You know?
And then he actually died. You know
what
I'm saying? So,
it's all from the comments.
I think he died from the COVID too, though, because I don't think they ever came out and said what he died from.
No, they never detailed anything. No.
Yeah, just chalk it up to COVID sort of thing.
It's just people just overly being angry. Like if you don't like someone, that's cool, but like the whole like I hope he dies, hope Melania dies. Like it's just a little weird.
It's I don't know. It feels very much like I think I mentioned on the last episode too. I hold the left a little more accountable in a lot of ways. Because I'm like, oh, okay, I agree with like a lot of the ideology and policies and all that stuff. So when it's like when it comes to resorting to name calling and wishing death upon someone, when I feel like maybe when the right does a little bit, I'm like, that's expected. When the left does, I'm like, it makes me a little bit more upset. Like there's no purpose in wishing someone death like that.
Even Obama came out, put a tweet. I was like, yo, man, we don't wish death on nobody. We all Americans. We hope motherfuckers get better. He didn't say it like that. But that's essentially what he even said, though. So I was like, okay, when Obama start talking, niggas start listening. You know what I'm saying? That's usually how it go. You know what I'm saying? But it was crazy, though, because during the debate, he was talking about how fucking Biden always wearing a mask and shit. Like, Biden, you stay with that big-ass mask on your face, looking like a weirdo. And then look, this nigga got that shit.
The compilations have come out of like him, saying like, by April it'll go away. By May it'll go away. Now, what's the take on a lot of people are saying that he doesn't actually have it, and this is a political ploy and like a means of dodging the next debate. Do you guys think there's any truth to that?
I don't know what you think, David.
I mean, you would have to basically have everybody at Walter Reed in on it. That's a pretty hard take. Can you imagine if he was faking it and they're like moving some dude with one leg out of a wing? Okay, everybody who's in the missing a left leg wing, we're gonna have to move everybody from this floor. You're gonna have to double up with the right leg wing. Because Trump needs this entire floor for security, and it turns out he's faking it. You know how bad that would be.
That would be wild.
If anybody can make it happen, it's probably the president. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. He may not even be at Walter Reed. He may just be like at Florida right now, just chilling. He's in like the Colorado Denver airport. Yeah, exactly. He's just hanging out. I think there's probably he probably has it. I don't think I could see them using him having it to their advantage. I can see a lot of that, but I don't think it's a matter of faking it. It makes sense. Like you're out there shaking hands, hugging people left and right. Like that's when there's like a virus. It sounds about right that may happen.
Yeah. I don't think
he's go down
faking at all. I don't think it's nothing faking, but I think it's going to be some. If he make it through it, I think they definitely going to use it to their advantage. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's nothing fake about the shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure it hurt him like a motherfucker to tweet that shit. You know what I'm saying? His hands is probably shaking. He was like, I want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
He's tweeted anything, right? He's off Twitter.
No, but I mean that first tweet to say that he had it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He did one more yesterday. I think last night. He was like, doing pretty well, comma, I think, exclamation point. I was like, all right, that sounds about right. It's like, I'm no scientist, but I think I'm doing all right. I think the whole thing is like, I'm going to come out trying to look, I'm a maverick. I beat COVID and you can too, America. I think that's going to be a part of it.
They said that they were doing it for there's going to be a vaccine. And that's going to be the way that people will take the vaccine now, because Trump going to be like, hey, I survived because I got this vaccine, and you should take it too. And that's how people are going to get infected with this deadly vaccine. So did you hear that? Did you hear that one? You know what I'm saying?
I did hear that. Alan, would you get a vaccine? If they had a vaccine like tomorrow?
Tomorrow, no. I want a couple people. You know how I am. I want to see how it go. I like to stay back. And stay home.
You want
and shit.
David and I to get the vaccine first.
Yeah, y'all get it first. Then I'm like, all right, round 2 and 3, I'm gonna be right there. You know,
get the Halloween edition.
I don't know. I probably wait to the Christmas. I get the Christmas edition.
No, I don't think I wouldn't take anything until next year.
Yeah,
next year,
probably. Just because it just scientifically it takes so long to get that right.
So what if it's next year? Like, but it's the first batch, like it's March, but it's the first batch.
I need more human trials. Also, I need more. Like, I need like some black people to get it. I don't know if they're testing it on black people. Like, that's very important because things kill us easier than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You need some light colored people to get it first. You know what I'm saying?
I need a progression. I need white people, then light skinned dudes, and then brown girls, and then just like then go straight to the Sudan. If the Sudan is all right with it, then I'm good.
Damn. If we get a vaccine endorsed by Wesley Snipes, we're fine.
We're good to go.
Nothing can kill Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Blade. Yeah, man. It's gonna be wild. And I'm soon. Did you both see the debate that took place on Tuesday?
Yeah, I did, nigga. I ain't gonna even lie, man. I don't know why I was looking forward to this motherfucker like a heavyweight fight. Like I was like, oh, it's like I couldn't wait. I was about to, like pay-per-view of this motherfucker. I guess that was the only thing I had to do because there ain't shows to do. You know what I'm saying? So I was tuned in like a motherfucker. You know, I ain't too political, but I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah. There was a lot of hype around it. It was more hype than like Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Like this is like a hyped up match.
Yeah, I liked it. Did you see it, Dave?
I watched it, but I mean, I wasn't too surprised by it. You know, I think I was a little surprised just how far I guess Trump was going. You know, I was like, he's just going full asshole. You know, I was like, all right. But that was the only surprise. I knew he was going to be like that, but I didn't know he was going to go like all out, just like child, you know.
Yeah, they were talking about muting the mics, and that's what they were suggesting for the next one because Trump just bulldozed it. I wasn't too surprised. I was like, he's an entertainer. That's his whole thing. So like a debate, that's like the perfect flat platform for him on there where he could just kind of go off. And that's essentially what he did. I don't think it looked good for him though. I don't think there's any winner or loser in that debate. Like Joe Biden definitely didn't lose because like, you know, he was able to like have cohesive sentences.
Yeah.
And Trump, I think just, it wasn't a good look, like in terms of how it was perceived by the public.
I heard the people say, because you know I don't be knowing, but I heard the people say after the show that his base loved that shit. Like so he ain't lose. He might have not gained nothing, but like to his fans, it was like, oh yeah, get him. Talk about his son, get him. You know what I'm saying? So like he ain't lose in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? But like
he's never gonna lose in their eyes.
Well, he wasn't gonna win anybody that was on the fence.
Right.
With that. Because basically, like it was like if it's like watching a fight, it's like watching someone run in a circle around the ring, and then like when you're just following them, but then like they jump over the ropes, they run through the crowd, like you're breaking all the rules, and they're just like fuck you, like just punching people in the crowd, just like knocking concessions over, like that's basically what he did.
And like-minded crazy people love that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean. There's always a part of it, especially like in the beginning, where like a lot of people, and you know, admittedly even myself a little bit, where it's like, oh, this is kind of a relief. It's not like generic politician talk in terms of just his campaign in 2016 and all that. Whereas now it's just like, this isn't getting anything done. This isn't productive. We're calling people by their names and all that stuff. We're calling people out. I think he said Pocahontas at one point.
Yeah,
when he was referring to,
yeah.
I was like, oh, all right, you're gonna slip that one. It just seemed, and you're right, David. It's if you're moderate, that wasn't gonna win you over in any way. I always think with like.
He also called him number 2. I don't know if you noticed that.
Wait, who did he call number 2?
He called Biden number. They're talking about numbers. Somebody goes, "Oh, we all know you're number 2."
Oh, that's a good diss.
Oh look, producer Pat said he bragged about being able to come too.
Yeah, he said he could finish. He says like I know how to finish or something like that.
Did he say?
Yeah. He called Biden number 2 and also bragged that he knows how to come.
It's not too bad.
So listen, man, I tell you, that's like pay-per-view, dog. I thought it came on at 8. So I'm saying, so I was sitting there ready and she had the popcorn ready, and then I was like, damn, I gotta wait a whole another hour.
Watching the pre-show.
Shit, I was like I was watching the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh shit, because like, listen, I don't know, I don't really remember how debates go like that, and I was like, oh, this shit crazy. These niggas really fighting out this motherfucker.
Went right out the gate. Within like the first 10 minutes, it was like, and let's talk about COVID, and then like start arguing with Chris Wallace. Chris Wallace, in terms of moderator, I thought he did well. I don't think he or anyone expected it to go off like that. I see him getting some criticism. I'm like, all right, he did his thing.
Yeah, people are like, he need to be a better man. I was like, what do you want him to do? Go up there and like just start smacking Trump? That's like the only thing he could have done, really.
Some leg kicks and all that, man. Yeah, no, I think he did fine. I don't really know Chris Wallace's background. I don't even know what network he's with, so I don't know what kind of bias he may have.
He's Fox News.
He's okay. So yeah, all right. So like a lot of people were saying like it was going to be bias, like him.
He had a semi-combative interview with Trump in the I guess the White House Rose Garden or whatever it's called.
Okay.
I don't know if you're like maybe 2 months ago, maybe July or something like that. There was an interview that was like outside of the White House Rose Garden. It's like you can see like they're outside by a garden somewhere. But Trump had like been throwing up some stats and something like that. And Chris Wallace was like, no, this is a stat. He's like, has like a chart. And then Trump's like, well, where's my chart? And he's like, give me my papers. And like, he's getting somebody to give him his charts to counter the Chris Wallace's charts and stuff. So like they've had like a little bit of a combative interview before. So I think he was probably like, fuck this guy, fuck Biden, like, fuck everybody.
Yeah, I didn't know that history. When I first heard him say Chris Wallace from Fox News, I was like, oh shit, that don't sound good. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know they had beef. So that sounds, it makes sense as to though he was kind of like, President, hold on, stop, Trump, listen, hope. I felt like he was cutting Trump off a lot. I was like, okay, I like that. Okay, say your thing, Mr. White Man. So I didn't know they had beef like that.
Mr. White Man.
I didn't know they had beef like that because they said it would have been better if they had like a black lady moderator. She'd have cut that shit off.
There's a big black lady, and I can't remember which network she's with, but I think she always does the debates. Because I think the other debates are if they happen are going to be on different. They're going to have a moderator from a different network.
Yeah, I think the dude from C-SPAN. There's a bunch of dudes from C-SPAN, but a dude from C-SPAN is going to be moderating the next one if it happens. Do we think it's going to happen?
The black lady looks like the leader of the Suicide Squad, or the you know what I'm talking about?
Will Smith?
No, right. You guys are a little bit too cool for the room, apparently. All right.
Margot Robbie? She looks like Margot Robbie?
That comic book reference.
Listen, I love Will Smith.
No, she looks like a warden. She looks like a black warden.
I was so hoping that Kurt got the reference. I was like, Kurt got the reference. Because I knew I didn't get it.
I know it's a comic book, but I've only seen the movies. I can only name like 3 actors from the movie. And I think someone was like a rock formation. I don't know who that actor was.
But I mean, I don't even know if they're going to have any more debates now.
I kind of hope they do. It's kind of like it is a spectacle, but also in terms of Biden's performance, I think it gave a lot of people the opportunity to see what he can offer and that he can be with it in some ways. He did have some stumbles.
He was stuttering. He was stuttering a lot.
He was stuttering. Yeah, he was stuttering.
I didn't know that he grew up with a stuttering problem. A friend told me that last night. I didn't know that about him.
Oh shit!
I didn't know that either. Oh damn.
Yeah.
We will not talk trash on Joe Biden stutter.
That makes a lot of sense.
The ableist on the show.
Okay.
Amanda Waller. That's the reference, people.
Amanda Waller.
When you go back to that Suicide Squad reference, look up Amanda Waller and realize I'm a genius.
They're gonna be too busy looking at Will Smith afterwards. They're like, oh, you know what? That reminds me. 7 pounds. I remember that movie. Yeah, I think Biden did well. I think there's points when he looked directly into the camera. It's very manufactured politician stuff.
Yeah, it was like the 2 hands. It was
it's like,
we need to.
That's one of my favorite movements. Anytime I do one of these Zoom shows, I'm like, yes.
What if he's just been taking karate classes? That's it. He's just.
They told me I need to be more with it. Just Tiger craning it up. No, I think he stood up for himself. He didn't go too low. It was kind of hard not to kind of mirror Trump's energy.
Yeah.
I think he handled himself well, and if he's able to do that for 2 more debates, I think he could get more moderates on his side. So let's see. I was surprised that he did as well as he did. I expected to be full blown bulldozing Trump, or Trump bulldozing him. Mm-hmm. And then him stuttering the whole time and not being able to get a point in and forgetting talking points. But there was rarely any of that.
I wish he came back with a little bit of more like shit talking to him when Trump started talking. Just a little bit more. Like like pussy, like you
No.
like, like you know what I'm saying, like just say something about his wife or something, like just one quick jaunt, just one. Like that'd have been cool, and a little less of this too. I don't know. It just felt weird for me. It felt like he was a father talking to me. I didn't like that feeling. Like
trying to bring the airplanes in, just like
especially an old white man talking to me like this. No, I just don't like that. Like,
he had that one point. He was like, "Shut up, man!" And then Trump, you are the worst president of the United States.
He called him a clown.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did call him a clown.
all right, that works. I'll take that.
The hardest part for me as a comic is like in my head, I'm saying all the insults I would say back. You know, like I wish I had like an earpiece for him. I'm like, say this, there, motherfucker. Talk about,
talk about his hands. They look small right now.
Yeah.
That's why he's stuttering. He's just listening. Like, okay, David, I got him.
Wait, what? I don't think I could say that word. What? You really want me to do? Okay.
Yeah. Like if he was just looking at Chris Wallace, he's like, look, I'm trying to get some words in, but apparently Trump is grabbing this debate by the pussy.
Damn. You would drop the bar on him.
Yeah. It was like,
we're going to need the new debate to be hosted by Nick Cannon. We got to get a Wildin' Out sort of situation. Trump and Biden. That's what I'm for.
Cannon's still banned?
What's that?
Nick Cannon's still banned?
They could bring it back for this. They could bring Wildin' Out back for this. Get all the old players in. Get some Charlie clips. Cat Williams.
I think Nick Cannon would immediately start ruining the question. He'd be like, so which one of you does not trust the Jews? Like, what?
They'd be fired mid-debate.
Are you willing to denounce the Jews right here and now, Mr. President?
Oh, I forgot. That's so much stuff happened. I forgot about like the jaw-dropping line of it. Proud Boys. What was it? Stand by and stand back
and stand by.
Sheesh, that was a woo.
Or was it stand down and stand by? It's
I think it was back and by.
It was stand back, stand by. I know.
Yeah.
I made a lot of posts saying that. Stand back, stand by. It was exactly what it was.
I was kind of like, oh shit. I imagine if you're a Proud Boy listening to that, that was probably your shit. That was probably.
Actually, it was. I mean, I was really excited. Oh, sorry.
I seen there was like an article about that, how the Proud Boys came out and was like yes sir, we're like, put a statement out like we're listening to you or some shit like. I didn't read.
I can tell you what the two biggest requests for T-shirts the following day were for stand back and stand by for the Proud Boys. They were printing those out. And the other T-shirt was "Bad Things Happen in Philadelphia." Those are the two biggest T-shirt orders for like the next couple of days.
It was a cool shout out to Philly. I was like, all right, that's cool. I don't even remember the context he said it in. I forgot if he was talking about. I think he was talking about places not reopening. He was coming at Wolf, Governor Wolf, and
he was talking about people trying to monitor voting places.
Wait, for Proud Boys or for the Bad Things Happen in Philadelphia?
Bad Things Happen in Philadelphia.
Oh,
so he was saying that I guess like some people were getting kicked out because they were trying to like monitor, I guess, the voting places to make sure bad things were happening. They're like, well, who are you? And they're like, we're here to watch for Trump or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they were like getting kicked out.
Because bad things happen in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
But, no, listen, I'm glad that actually happened though, because it gave Philadelphia something to talk about in the debate. You know what I mean? So it was like, I was like, oh, internet was like, oh yeah, look at that. Oh, it's just jokes left and right. Oh, it was actually good to see. You know what I'm saying? There was a meme of actually, it said like bad things happen in Philadelphia. And it was like them signing the Constitution.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I was like, oh, that's really good.
David, are you from Philadelphia?
No. I come from a broken home and a military home, so I've moved around a lot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think at one point it was let's see here, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Yeah, so 5 years in a row I was in a different school in a different state, kind of growing up. Yeah.
Damn. It's a lot of
Not from Philly. You can tell I'm not from Philly, though. I don't talk like I'm from Philly. I don't dress like I'm from Philly. I don't go on dates at Wawa. I don't say John. I don't say, yeah, I mean. I don't say drawn. I don't say drawn.
We're going to screenshot this clip and have you say all of those things. Be like, we got the most Philadelphian person on the podcast today.
I say water instead of water. I don't say use guys.
How long have you been in Philly?
Since 99.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, you were the first Philly's funniest winner, right?
Yeah, that was like what, 5 years ago, right?
I don't know. I don't know. Is that what
Yeah,
that was?
yeah, about 5 years ago.
Okay. Oh snap. That's
Al and I
cool.
legitimately didn't know. We're like, is that how long is this? Has this been going on for like 10 years or not? That's what's up.
No, it was a long time ago, but I just lie to people saying it's 5, so it doesn't sound like I've been doing this quest for so long. This
No, man.
aimless quest.
Big respect.
I knew I was going crazy. I was like 5 years, because I know I've been trying for like 3. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, does that compete with David at some point? I feel it's funniest. Dude took me on the second round.
That was the year he won. Yeah.
No, man, big props for that, man. And then first time I saw you doing comedy was at Wisecrackers in Wilkes-Barre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and not that you need me to say anything like that, man, but you're funny as hell.
Thank you, my friend.
Take your stuff, man.
Yeah, that was I think that I was supposed to go back there again, but then COVID came.
Yeah. Yo, do you ever go to the reptile shop near Wisecrackers?
I don't leave the hotel.
Oh, I remember you said you went down to the buffet. You did that, and that was cool. But I just want to say, if you ever do go again, they have a pretty cool reptile shop called CD Exotics.
Mm-hmm.
Mess around, hold some snakes before you're doing comedy. It's a nice feeling.
Nice.
Did you ever buy that snake, Kurt?
No, that's another COVID loss right there. Like I was gonna go to CD Exotics to get it because they have good customer service and all that. But I didn't. But there is a reptile expo coming up next month in Lebanon, someplace in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna check that out, and then who knows? Maybe come back home with something. Yeah, we'll find out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Indoor joint?
It's outdoor. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm still not doing indoor. Still not doing indoor.
So what about the no indoor shows? Have you been asked to do any indoors? Any shit? I've been seeing them come up.
Yeah, I asked to do it wasn't a show, it was at Mike in Lancaster by Ron Kane.
Okay.
This indoor, and I told him, I was like, I can't do that yet. I can't do it. David, have you done any indoor or outdoor shows?
I did Punchline a couple times. Outdoor shows at Punchline. I did a backyard in East Falls.
Nice.
Literally was someone's it was basically someone's driveway, kind of, pretty much, but it was outside driveway thing.
Yeah.
I did I was in Bethlehem at the Steel Stacks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I did that.
You with Nate Marshall, I think.
Yeah. I was
Nice.
with Nate. Yeah.
You did that, Kurt? You did that before? The Still Stacks?
Yeah, the PNC one. They like kind of just opened the back of it for like a little comedy club setting. They've been putting on shows there, I think like 2 times a week. So they're just last week too. So it was nice.
Okay.
It's weird because like you're kind of out in the middle of what's perceived as nowhere if you live in the city, but it's driving through, you're like, oh, they have things here.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, they have a Starbucks here. I'm surprised.
Yeah, Bethlehem, people come out for those typically. It's like, because it is like a in between of like, it's kind of not out nowhere, but it's like it's not necessarily like a city in comparison to like a Philly.
No, but they really got everything there. It's like they got restaurants, they got bars, they got everything around there. Yeah.
Same with Lancaster. Lancaster is very much like it's kind of a hike to get there, but once you're there, everything is there. It's like you're in a little city. And the comedy crowds are typically pretty good.
Yeah.
I always tell people that from Philly, like, oh, if you come out to the suburbs, like people come out and they're pretty with it in terms of comedy crowds.
Usually when I do like real shows, like back in the day, when I do like real shows, like in the suburbs, them shows always be fucking sold out. You know what I'm saying? There might people come out in droves.
Yeah.
And I mean, it works both ways too. I've done sold out shows in the city too, but like, I don't know. I just feel like it ain't too many like real shows in the suburbs that are just like 10 people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they don't really have a lot.
Maybe because there's less events. Nighttime events, at least. I feel like there's a lot of like wood making events during the day, but like at nighttime, I feel like this is something that we've been hearing about for 4 days now. Let's go check it out. So it's always cool to perform up there.
Like, a lot of those crowds, it'll be fun because maybe they appreciate it more. So
Yeah.
like, because they don't get a lot of things, or I would say they don't have as many options. Like if you live in Philly back before COVID, it's like there's so many venues you can go to for different things. There could be like maybe like 6 places you can go for comedy. Then there's like, all the performing arts theaters and everything else. So it's like there's so many options.
Right. And whereas like Bethlehem, it's like I could either do comedy or I could go to this yogurt shop or I go to my cousin. He lives in Easton. And that's your night. So it's like, you get to just have like a nice time at a comedy show. People come out for it. That was cool. Did you get hit by flies while you were on the PNC?
It's Steel Stacks. Oh,
Yeah.
I think I posted a photo because, well, actually, yeah. I don't know if you talked to Nate about that show, but I guess they had moved where it was before, so it was closer to the woods. So like the bugs were just all around the lights around the stage. And it was just like
blinding lights.
Yeah,
And
I might have made a couple
over.
of Africa jokes regarding the insects, but
Did you get hit by any like trains or airplanes coming by?
No. I think they know not to mess with me anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's so unbreakable over here. So
I haven't been out there just to Steel Stacks. I want to check that out, but I have done like those. I have done shows in the park, like just set up shop right in the parks with the microphone and the speaker, and it was like, hey people, we're having a fucking comedy show for free if you want to come over and listen. And
it just last Sunday you did at Clark Park.
Yeah, I did do that.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That was you really just like people came by.
It was interesting. It was I literally I barked in the park.
You did.
Me and Mark barked in the park.
Oh boy. Was that line been in your head all week?
Oh,
wait till they hear this line on Saturday. I'm not going to say it at the beginning. I'm going to wait until the middle.
Make it drop organically.
Just in case there's a slow part of the show, I'm going to say this line to revive it. Give CPR right back into the show.
I'm going to give a pregnant pause afterwards, too. Let them breathe on it. That's a nice little bar, Alan. We appreciate that.
I have earbuds, but if I didn't, I'd be dropping the mic right now.
Just take them out. I'm not gonna lie. I was saying that as we were doing it.
I'm sure.
The sad part is no one has stopped you. It's been a week. And no one has stopped you. No one is looking out for you.
We will put a stop to it today. We will put a stop by the end of this recording.
Everybody's been encouraging for a week. Yeah, you should keep saying that. You think? Yeah, definitely.
Put that in your little bit. Yeah.
Put that in your sketch. You should put that in your sketch jokes. Your joke sketches. Use that one.
You could put it on the flyer if you do it again at the show at Clark Park. Could be.
See? I'm gonna tell you even more. When I made the original flyer for Clark Park comedy, I was thinking of that because I was like, oh man, like
we gonna be barking.
It's been in my head longer than a week, man. It's just...
Well, I hope it's cathartic. They could finally release this bar on the world.
I feel better now.
You know what? I actually think that Alan might have gotten the coronavirus, but the coronavirus heard that line and just left. Like that's gonna be the
that's gonna
be the coronavirus shot. Is just like having something horrible in your head. The coronavirus is like, what the fuck, and just leaves.
If you notice, man, COVID has not gotten any bad rappers yet. There's not been any bad rappers that have gotten COVID. Scarface got COVID. Not Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie did not get COVID.
Call Lil Boosie a bad rapper?
Yo.
Yeah.
He about that life though.
Yeah, man.
Me too.
Oh, you're right.
Right. What's up? Like, yeah, right. That's how I feel about that.
You're right.
No beef. The producer pet also I am. That's how you know you are not. Because
everyone's like, I'm about that life. I kill niggas. I also am. What?
You can't be about that life. Proper
I also am about that life.
Damn,
Only
man.
producer Pat, man. That makes sense.
Nah, Pat's with it. The show is cool. I joined you for it. It was fun. It was a good organic crowd along with your barking skills. I would say like up to 20 people or so just chilling. Stayed for the whole thing.
It was cool. It was cool. Now the only thing was nobody was prepared for the show, so nobody had like blankets and chairs. Like most people were just sitting in the grass.
Some people had blankets.
Some people, but it was like half people were like sitting in like this grassy dirt area.
That's some good grass. That's some good grass. I sat down in that grass for a little bit. I was like, this looks nice. It was.
Grass.
Yeah.
I just want time to say thank you to you, Kirk, for being so positive.
Oh, boy.
Despite all the negative things I'm trying to say about the show.
It was a good show. No, it was short too. It was like 45 minutes to an hour, 4 to 5 comics. No,
show was 20 minutes long. It was good. It was great. It was
20-minute long, 15 comics.
Alan and I were doing a 15 comic show tonight. We'll talk about that in a bit. Shout out to Harrisburg. I would say it was one of the hardest I've ever laughed during a Lamar Todd set with the dude. In the beginning of the show, there's this runner, kind of like a fragile dude running across, and someone brought attention to it and made like a joke about him. And then 40 minutes later, same dude's running back up the hill, and Lamar makes some sort of comment about him looking like a pedophile. The dude, we all assume he can't hear it. He runs up the block and flips Lamar off. Oh, that was one of the hardest I've laughed.
It was like, fuck you, you're right.
Lamar just was like, oh, he could hear me.
This poor innocent guy's just going for a jog around the park, and someone calls him a pedophile on a microphone.
First when he's coming in front of him, and then when he's coming back.
See, Lamar's lucky that guy wasn't about that life, because he would have just made like a beeline for Lamar, just like Ultimate Warrior clotheslined him.
The close show ended with an armbar to Lamar. Yeah. Man. That would have been wild.
World Star. I'd have had my phone out if that would have happened. Oh my God, that would have been great.
Lamar, if you're listening, I would have had your back. I wouldn't. It's some COVID and stuff, so I wouldn't touch the dude. But like, I'd spit from a distance. I got you.
You can spit 6 feet, man. That's impressive. Okay.
Thank you.
I would have had his back too. By that, I meaning the camera angle. I got to get that camera angle from the back to see like the rear of his chest getting kicked in on the other side.
Damn, that would have been quite the closer. You think you're gonna do another one?
Piece of videos. Yo, listen, yo. All right, look. This is the part I was thinking about. Everybody doesn't follow the same COVID protocols that I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was masked up, you know what I'm saying? There was times I didn't have my mask on. I'm not gonna lie. But I felt like there was people there that didn't have masks at all. You know what I'm saying? I was like
in for the DAP and all that.
I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do another one like this. Like I gotta like have some kind of guidelines, or it gotta be something going on, because like, but like, who am I to tell somebody what to do at a park? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
as the host, you could tell the performers like, yo,
get the fuck out of this public place. What?
Yeah.
What you want me to do? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I would do it like that. If I had something that was like some sort of platform that was like a distance where I could like y'all sit out there. But it was just too much going on for me, man. Like,
did you feel safe?
No.
You were scared?
I didn't. It was, I guess, there was people that didn't have masks, period.
Yeah. Comics are audience members.
Both.
My one experience, it was both.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so to be the host of the show is way different than coming in, sliding in, doing my set, and leaving. But when you're the fucking host, and it's your equipment, and it's like I gotta be there. I gotta be around people. I don't know. You could do it, Kurt. Just book me on it.
Yeah. I was about to say, as host, I was able to do my thing to just like stand at a distance and like have a mask and all that. I felt safe.
And I was looking at you. No bullshit. I was jealous of you. I was like, look at him, unhosting ass. You know what I'm saying?
And you had like multiple mics too, so yeah, no, it was
I enjoyed it.
it.
It's a good thing too. there was three mics. So like me and Marcus LeVar hosted it. So he had his own cordless mic. I had my own cordless mic, and there was a whole separate mic for the comedians. So that was cool. I ain't had to like touch that part, but it still was a lot to do as the host. Like I want to get in and get the fuck out. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. David, how are you feeling with like, say, like you did the punchline one, and like say there may be a few comics that may not take the same regulations, or I'm not even sure what kind of regulations you have for yourself. How was that interacting with doing comedy with COVID?
At Punchline, they're corporations, so they have to have regulations.
Right.
So they basically just everyone gets their own mic, and they just like have them sanitized in like a plastic bag, and you just like pretty much usually grab it out the plastic bag. And then you go plug in the mic yourself.
Okay.
So that's basically how they were doing it there. I mean, I bought a mic a couple months ago, just so I can like use as my own depending on what the situation is. But at Punchline, you got your own. At Steel Stacks, you got your own wireless mic. So for the shows I've done so far, that's pretty much what it's been.
In terms of like, because it's likewise on mine. I think that most of the shows have been like that. People have been conscious of maybe bringing their own mics or having sanitizers, even for the open mics, like wiping down the mics afterwards. My biggest gripe is probably for other comics. I find less so audience members. I feel bad for audience because they're kind of sitting next to each other and all that stuff, but a lot of the comics, like, there's like, oh, we get to do comedy again? Mask off.
They forget.
Like, talk right in your face.
Dude, you know how many people try to fist bump me? I'm like, that's still a part of the hand. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Everybody, like, no mask. Like, just, I was like, am I the only one? And then you get into that thing where it's like, am I a dork for wearing this mask? I was like, no, I'm right. Everybody else is being wrong right now. Like, that peer pressure comes in a little bit. Like, no, this is stupid. So I'm not taking this mask off.
Yeah, don't get pressured to take the mask off.
That's me 100%. Like I feel like self-conscious about it, like a kid with a helmet on a bike.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, they're all looking at me for being weird and safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nah, I had that same thing. So like, I think you catch me at some Punchline shows probably, but you won't catch me at a park. Like, I don't know yet. I ain't gonna say that.
You mean like the one that you just hosted like a week ago? That
you ain't gonna see me in no unregulated comedy show just willy-nilly out in the middle of nowhere. You ain't gonna see me in one. I mean, except for the one from last week, but you ain't gonna see me from.
You're gonna see me talking to random people, barking up with audience members with no mask. Hey, you lady with no mask just coughed. Come watch comedy.
Listen, I had to have a good show, man. Take one for the team. But I stayed my distance when I was barking, though. I stayed my distance.
Yeah. I would say if anyone's listening to this, don't feel bad about wearing your mask, sort of thing. And it's like, if you're out there doing comedy, you're already doing you're being an individual and all that stuff. Enhance that individuality by keeping your mask on.
I mean, sure, you're going to be a huge dork and everyone's going to call you a pussy. But, just make sure you wear that mask.
You're going to stand so far away from them, you won't even hear them. So don't even worry about it. Be the kid with the scooter at the skate park. Do you. Don't worry about what they say.
But what's funny up here? It's like the people that we were talking about hanging out with some comics and stuff. It's like, I don't think it's like a cool thing. It's just like a, we get to do comedy again thing. Yeah. They're like, like everything's back to normal. I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
They're just so happy to be back on the scene or whatever it is that they just forgot.
Yeah. And you can't knock them too much. It's like, glad there's excitement and all that, but have excitement with precaution. That would be my thing. And while we're, doing this, edifying people and all that stuff, let's break people up some prop suggestions. My prop suggestion, man, David, excuse us, a lot of times on the show we get a little too sexy. This is going to be one of them. My prop suggestion, if you're looking to kind of spice up your sexuality, or maybe you don't really know exactly what you're into, you're trying to think like, oh man, everything feels so conventional. I don't really know, like what else is out there. On Reddit, there's a subreddit called Not Safe for Work 411. Not Safe for Work 411. And on this subreddit, it's pretty much people asking, hey, is there a subreddit for this kink that I have? is there a subreddit for this fetish? And people go into detail that you would never imagine before. Like, you may be into, hey, is there a subreddit for a man just crying? If you go on Not Safe for Work 411, that may be there. So if you want to check out some sexual stuff, Not Safe for 411.
And so I be hearing about everybody being on Reddit all the time, yo. I never really be on that shit, yo.
You gotta check it out.
So, is this the porn website?
No, there's other stuff. There's like
GIFs?
crafting. No, it's like it's pretty much like they have like the site, and then there's a bunch of like sub branches for different categories. So like there's a category for like MMA. There's a category for wrestling. I'm just checking out all my subreddits. A subreddit for Not the Onion headlines. There's subreddit for pretty much anything.
Okay.
And a lot of them happen to be pornographic.
And those are the ones you find. Gotcha.
I'll scope them out.
I usually I just go straight for the real porn. I just go straight to Pornhub. I don't, Pornhub.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pornhub. Shout out to Spank Bang, sponsors of the show. And
we got X Hamster. We got X Hamster merch coming out soon.
no, I use Reddit for like real stuff, like microphone reviews or Instapot recipes.
I've never heard anyone looking up recipes on Reddit. That's wild.
Like, trying to find a tip of how to get stuck out, like if you're playing a video game and you can't get past this boss, like go like look how to beat the boss or something like that.
The subreddit for strategy guides.
Yeah, TV settings for a TV I bought. That's what I use Reddit for.
For adult things, you know what I'm saying?
I've never used it for porn, even though tons of people use it for porn.
It switches things up, like Pornhub and all that stuff's cool. It just feel kind of a little tedious at times, a little tedious. I'm not trying to make myself sound like a porn actor or anything. In fact, I did an experiment this year, and turns out I'm not a porn addict, so I'm happy about that.
I thought you said actor. I was like, what?
I did a few experiments in Hollywood.
Catch me in Norristown. It's subreddit. Subreddits are kind of cool for that because like you get to explore things that you wouldn't think otherwise. And also, if you're someone with a short attention span, the different like links and different GIFs, it's nice.
All right, so look, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give my proper suggestion, and then we'll ask you for yours, David, for the people. So this is my suggestion that I give to the people, and since I know we have so many female listeners, this is two. So we have two? Okay.
No, I'm joking. We got like 26. I didn't count it. Sorry.
We have no idea. So I'm going to say before it gets cold outside, get an oil change. That's my suggestion to the ladies. Get your oil changed, because if you don't, your engine can lock up, and then your car is no good. And I know this from personal experience. Like my first car I ever had, I didn't know about oil changes. My dad never told me I needed to get an oil change, so I didn't even know about it. And I was going down the highway, click, 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 and my shit just locked up, and my car was done. So, because I never got an oil change ever. You know what I'm saying? So that's my suggestion to the people, the ladies mainly, because they don't be knowing about cars just like I don't.
Wow.
So, get your oil change.
I wanted to playfully call you out for misogyny, but I realized it was such a wholesome suggestion that I didn't want to.
Everybody get your oil change. Nobody knows about oil changes more than each other, gender, whatever. Get an oil fucking change.
Are you trying to say that they're gender fluid?
Damn.
Oh, that was a good one. Yes. Kurtz wanted to make me feel all insecure about my statement, so I had to.
I'm one of the females on this because I did not know that.
For real, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
All right, so look, that was definitely, now it sounds super misogynistic if both the guys here didn't know. Like,
well, I know about oil changes.
Whew. Yeah. All right, if we was 3 for 3, then I would have felt super like shit.
No, I know about oil changes, but I didn't know about like my car could stop working. That'd be devastating.
Yeah, if it's empty.
Yeah, but like doesn't it usually give you like a heads up, like, all right, change your oil. You have like 5% oil in there. Like that's usually gives you a heads up.
Some cars have oil lights, and some people just keep driving through them because they don't know what it is. They're just like, ooh, what's that genie light? There's a genie light.
You better wish for a new car, okay? Because that's what that means, man.
It's like a genie bottle. What is that?
And I didn't know what that shit meant. My shit click, 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 locked up. I was like, oh, what's going on? And that shit was done. I had to get a new car. And
Ladies, please don't get your Toyota click-clacking on you. Ladies, do not let that happen. Don't let any clicking, clickety-clacks happen to you. Get an oil change.
Yeah, that's my proper suggestion. You got anything to suggest to the people, Dave?
I suggest saying what you want in a proper safe setting like this, because I got in trouble recently and attacked by some wokes because I used the word female instead of woman.
Oh, they don't like that.
So to give you guys a heads up in case you're around wokes, if you say female, they will attack you.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that happened to me before too. It was like we didn't call you a male. I'm like, oh, I
was like, yo, you could have.
Like,
if you call me male, I'd be like, all right, that's what's up. I'd be saying female like a compliment, like, yo, check out that female over there. I mean that like in a nice way. But I guess with semantics and some connotation, it could be seen as demeaning, and also just like, oh, you're kind of making me stand out. You're making me sound like, I don't know. It's very the language in it. There's something wrong with it that I don't fully comprehend.
I think female means like an animal could be a female. You know what I'm saying? Like female doesn't just mean woman. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean human woman. Like female means, I can't explain it right, but like
I'm just gonna start calling people by their names. Be like, yo, Deborah, I was gonna call you a female, but I heard on a podcast, my podcast, that's not a thing to do. What up, Deborah?
What I like to do now, since I got attacked, I just doubled down. Yeah. Just
I'm sorry, Miss Female.
I was like, I'm going all in then. Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, you know what, man? I think we need a female president. You know what I'm saying, man? But you know what, man? These ladies need to stay in the kitchen. You know what I'm talking about? But we need a female president. We need female bosses. Females need to get paid just as much as men do for the same job, man. But these women, they need to shut the fuck up, make some babies, keep their asses in the house. So I just said as many sexist things as I could using the words women and ladies, and then said like the most woke shit using the term female to see if I could break them.
Listen, I'm super progressive. Yeah. I'm looking for a female plumber. I need a female plumber. That'd be kind of nice. I've never had a female plumber or a woman plumber. I got to keep those in mind. The semantics.
There's probably a category for that in Reddit.
It's interesting.
Go ahead.
No, it's just this. There's still stuff in terms of like evolving. I find with a lot of language and use of it. That like there's a lot of things just like as like a mixed dude, I'll hear things from like a white guy and I'm like, oh, that's kind of, you said that in a very kind of interesting way where it's pretty much you're highlighting my race rather than me as a person. And it's probably somewhat the equivalent to that for a lot of women, I imagine. So I could see that. I just don't know the origins of female or why exactly it may be bothersome.
You're not mixed, Kurt. You're black.
I'm black and Indian.
You're not black.
David, he dismisses my Indian.
Well, I need to know your racial makeup so I can make a judgment on this.
I'm half black, half Indian. Whole family's from Jamaica. I'm from the Bronx. It's popping.
Oh, you black? What you talking about?
The Indian side's from Jamaica too?
Yeah. Like my dad's side's black, mom's side's Indian. They met up in Jamaica, Wagwan, and then
Wait, you mean Asian Indian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like.
So they met up on vacation.
Yeah, they met up at Sandals.
Met up at a resort.
No,
spring break. Go ahead.
Oh man, that's wild to think about.
He never thought about this.
I just assume they met up at a farm. No, yeah, like so
there's a Reddit category for how your parents met.
Ew. Yeah, no, so it's like black and Indian. Like that's the thing, like, you know, I identify with black, and growing up I only identified with black. And that's me not dismissing that. It's like, oh no, but I do have another side of me. And I feel like a lot of times there's generalizations for like, oh, black is this, and like it's just seen as collective, where it's like, oh no, for me, there's two. There's two. I got, I come from a different background. So
Is your mom dark Indian or light Indian or medium Indian?
Medium.
Medium
Indian?
Indian?
Strong and like a pecan Indian. And my dad, his pigment is like yellowish. They would always call him yellow. So yeah, and that's the thing. Like I was just, it's not even like making a stand. It's just that's how I identify. And Alan hates that.
Okay,
Alan
I'm ready to roll my judgment.
Oh, all right. What's your judgment?
Black.
Really? Okay.
You was not expecting that.
No, well, what brings you to the conclusion?
Because the amount of black people in the United States that purchase hair from India. So there's a connection between those. So when you have half of you as being black and then you have half of you being Indian, but Indian people sell a lot of hair to black people, that actually makes you more the Indian side.
That's what I'm saying. That's what if me. For me, I don't feel more Indian because I don't really know so much about the Indian culture beyond like the food my grandmother making stuff. And just growing up in America, I just know and was raised more just within black culture. So yeah, it's there. It's there for both.
So your mom is 100% Indian?
I don't know about 100%, but it's predominantly like I don't think she has any. I was gonna say she doesn't have any black in her, but I feel like one of you son of a bitches were gonna make a weird joke about my dad when they connected. So I did not do that.
Because if
I'm the one that made that.
Look, if you tell it, so like if your grandparents, all your grandparents on your mom's side are from like
my
India
grandmother
or Indian, and your mom is Indian. But if you say like your mom is Indian and mixed with like black or something, then like
yeah, that's a predominantly black. She's straight up Indian, and then dad's black.
Okay. So I'll let you rock with the whole 50% thing.
You won't. Next time I bring it up, you're gonna.
Wait, have you ever been to India?
No, never been.
Haven't
been to Africa.
Have you ever thought about going to India?
Sometimes, but I'm like, I don't have that much family there. Like Uncle Ron, he moved out to the UK. But in terms of like family member that I know, no. I'm very removed from Indian culture. I'd like to know more about it.
Does your mom go back to India ever?
No, she I don't think she's ever been. No.
She's never been to India?
She was born in Jamaica. Like most of them were born in Jamaica. It's like generations down that they're like Indian. There's some history behind it in terms of colonization and such.
What crime did they commit in India? Seems like your mother's family has escaped. Like all the Nazis went to Argentina. Like, what did your Indian family do?
They bounced, yeah, man. That's in Indian culture. The only thing that I could really say with confidence that I know full blown about is like the game cricket. I know more about Jamaican culture, and my family does too, because that's their background. But
wait, so your mom was born in Jamaica?
Yeah.
And your grandparents were born in Jamaica?
I think my grandmother was born in the UK. I don't know about my grandfather. I'm pretty sure my mom's grandfather was Jamaican as well, like born in Jamaica.
You black. Yeah. You black.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Look, he's not happy with it. He's not happy.
No, it's not that I'm not happy. It's just, it's there. It's there. Shout.
All right, I'm done fucking with you, man. You're what's that word you say when people can't, what's that word when people can't determine what you are? You're
confusing?
No. What's that fucking word?
Bumbleclot?
Yo, do not call me a bumbleclot. Please do not call me a bumbleclot.
Oh, you ambiguous. That's what Kurt likes to say, that he's racially ambiguous. That's what you are.
Yeah. That's brown dude. And David, you actually you have a new podcast out with ambiguous in the title.
Yes. It's the Ambiguously Black Duo.
With Daryl Charles.
Daryl Charles, yes.
Very nice. How are you liking the podcast game so far?
It's all right. It's just a lot of work as far as the technical side of it, but that's going to be way too boring to talk about here.
Because you do the technical side of it. Do you have
yeah.
Alan and I know nothing about that.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
why
got to get a Pat.
but that's what I'm telling you, producer Pat. I don't know if I could do this without him. I love to just show up, nigga, just wake up, roll up, show up.
I don't know about Zoom invites. I don't know about cuts. I don't know. Do we have like fadeaway crossovers? I hope we do. That's all Pat right there. So we know very little about that. So we feel for you, but not really because we have no empathy on that level. I have no idea what it's like.
But do you have a technical background? You know, like in the
just
He goes on
general
Reddit.
interest. Just general interest. So if I'm interested in something, I'll just study it until I figure it out, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
What would
Yeah,
you say? Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
I guess I can be described as techie, if that makes sense.
No,
You're
that doesn't make sense. I can tell the glasses and the headphones.
Yeah, I was about to say your outfit's
tech-
very techie right now.
Yeah.
with the Scully on in the house. Okay, I see it.
What would you say? What would you say if there's like a demographic or a target audience for your podcast? Tell us a little more about it.
We don't have like a particular thing, you know. Well, it's not like we only talk about movies. We talk about that. We kind of just talk about whatever we feel like talking about and just kind of go on it. So it just kind of just flows, I guess, you know, organically, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
You know.
that's kind of what we do. I guess you can say the same. We don't. You know, this podcast is just talk about wrestling. Yeah.
Mhm.
We just talk about relationships. Yeah, I don't know. I won't want to box ourselves in like that. So I understand. Like,
Yeah, but sometimes it's like after it's done, I was like, did we just discuss that? Did we really? Like, I think the episode we put out this week was I was fantasizing about being the having the most famous child penis photograph in the pedophile world, like having like the Mona Lisa of child penis photographs, and it was me as a child. Like that was like I'm the most I have the most famous penis photograph out there.
And you
Like,
elaborated on this fantasy for a full podcast.
It came about because there was a roll of film that definitely never got developed, that I took a bunch of photos of my penis as a little boy, and I just threw it back in the drawer. You know, like a disposable camera. So if it ever gets developed, someone's probably going to be in trouble.
Can you imagine that? Of like, you just go into like a new home, you find a camera. Maybe you're someone that likes mystery, and you're like, oh, you know, I kind of want to see what's on this camera roll. You go to like a CVS, you get arrested the next day. Damn, that's wild right there.
picture probably get passed around upstate. That's probably what that picture did. Disgusting.
Oh, speaking of which, before we branch off too further away, David, you have a background in criminal justice.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Why'd you put the swerve on it like that, like a snake?
Justice.
I was treating it like a little segment. I don't know if we're gonna go.
He was like criminal justice
music in there. That's you know, a lot of times in this podcast we talk about criminal justice. We can talk about reform. We talk about snitching. Would you consider yourself a snitch?
I have a theory on snitching. I think that we can solve this whole police issue with snitching. And we can also solve our bad neighborhood issues with snitching. My theory is that if the police snitched on their assholes and we snitched on our assholes, we can both lock up these assholes, and then the rest of us can get along peacefully.
Damn, that's a good view. I never heard snitching in such a positive view before. Damn.
Yeah, because every fucking bad neighborhood has like 3 fucking assholes who everybody's afraid of and no one will fucking say shit about. All right. And then every police department has their own assholes who everyone knows is doing the wrong thing, you know, and everyone who's is an asshole, but neither one of these individual groups will tell on their assholes.
Oh, man.
Kirk, I think you have heard that take before. I think it just hasn't been considered snitching. Like if people that aren't a part of this gangster life or aren't a part of, they just living a regular life, it's not considered snitching if you tell, like, you know what I'm saying? If somebody robs you, you tell the cops, you're not a snitch. You just,
But this
you know
is
what I'm saying?
like
You
organized,
just got robbed.
systemic snitching. If it's like, all right, people from the community, every Tuesday we meet up, and who's talking reckless this week? Cops. You need to pick out the bad apples. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. I think if we have like some sort of like self-regulations, that could be nice.
I don't know if I'm showing up to the snitch meeting.
Yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard. I'm not going to post about it on Facebook, but like I may just show up a little bit, stand outside, see what they're talking about.
If I get that Facebook event invite, I'm just not going. I'm not going. Not interested.
But that's the thing. Like when you think about it, like the policy of not snitching, has it ever made any individual group or neighborhood or whatever better? If that policy's been in for, let's say, 50 years, has the no snitching policy made that group or neighborhood or whatever it is better? No.
I mean, I wouldn't even say not one thing makes any fucking neighborhood better. And
no, I'm not saying it's like the only thing that's gonna like cure the neighborhood, but I'm saying like the policy. If one neighborhood has not been snitching on their assholes committing most of the crimes for 50 years, right? It's like, okay, that's not working, so you got to do something else. So it's like, okay, that's what I mean. So it's like if you're doing a policy or a way of thinking and it hasn't made anything better, then why are you still doing it that way?
Now, does this apply?
Same thing with the police. It's like they won't rat on each other. You know, they won't say any like, and if like one of them gets fired, then all of them is like, well, we're not showing up to work the next day. It's like, he just kicked an old guy in the fucking chest or whatever. It's like, and you don't want to show up. Like, if I work at fucking CVS and some guy just like comes to the counter, is like, I need some medicine, and the pharmacist just kicks him in the chest.
Like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and they fire the pharmacist. I'm not going to be like, well, we need to organize the CVS and not show up to work because that pharmacist felt threatened by that 89-year-old man confused about his medicine. So he kicked him in the chest.
CVS flags outside on lawns and stuff like that. Man.
Yeah.
I wonder, I guess because when I think of like communal snitching and such like that, does non-violent offenders, are they, like I'm not in any way condoning, drug dealing, but if you're like someone that's a drug dealer, do you get snitched on? Is that a part of it? Or is it a matter of like community recognizes, no, those are the bad ones. They kick old men. We snitch on them.
Well, also in the law enforcement experience, I can tell you this: everybody tells.
Everybody tells.
Pretty much. The only people that you're gonna see not tell are like OG, like gangster people that you only see in fucking like documentaries. Like you never meet in real life. Just some dude who's had like face tattoos since he was 3.
So Alan and I, we're tightened up right now because we are not snitches. That's one thing. We are not snitches right now.
I got that tattoo covered up,
That's cool, then, man. What, if you don't mind me asking, is it like your background with the military? I know you mentioned that you moved around a lot. What kind of gravitated you towards that field?
I basically was in college and I had to pick a major, so I just picked criminal justice because I figured crime would never go away. Yeah. That's really the only reason I picked it, really. I wasn't like, I need to go serve justice or anything like that. I wasn't like, it's been my dream to serve justice for the community. No. And then I actually was a social worker for 1 year, my first year out of college in Chester, Pennsylvania, which is a fucking dumpster fire.
I've heard.
And it's gotten better, but Chester's was bad at that point, really bad. So
our 2 Chester listeners.
Yeah. I worked at, but here's the thing, I also worked for Children and Youth Services, so I saw the worst people of Chester.
Yeah, no, I imagine.
Yeah. It was like people you have to explain, like, no, you can't burn you can't burn your child. Things like that.
Man. Do you, with your experience in social work, a lot of people suggest the idea that social workers should be more integrated in community regulations. Do you see that something as a reality that can happen, or do you think they'd be exhausted?
You said in community regulations in which way?
In terms of police? Kind of like in terms of like there's things that police do in terms of like maybe like mental health calls, where a lot of times people suggest they should get maybe a social worker to do that because police, they're not formally trained to handle those situations. With that training, do you think it's possible for social workers to take those type of calls, or do you think it's kind of unrealistic?
Well, they do have 2 separate categories where you can call what they call a different type, like a mental health bus kind of thing, instead of a regular ambulance, if that makes sense.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, see, there are like mental health. You can say like, "Hey, this person's having mental health breakdown." So instead of like a regular EMT or whatever, they'll send like the mental health trained
Huh.
EMTs, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know. I never knew that was a thing.
Yeah. So you can call like a pretty much like people who specialize in that if someone's having a particular like mental health kind of breakdown. Even though regular EMTs are all trained in that stuff, but
Mhm.
like if it's like a real case like a mental health person, they'll have like a mental health bus pretty much come out. But they don't take them to a regular hospital. That's the difference. Like they'll take them to like a mental health place.
I see.
So I've seen instances where it was like somebody with it was a mental health call and the police show up. So that's not
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
Well, if it's a safety thing,
Okay.
is you don't know what's going on first. So usually it might be like the police will kind of detain the person and then they'll call a mental health bus instead of a regular EMT kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But the problem is a lot of them, they aren't kind of trained how to deal with the mental health people. So they usually end up making it worse, or that mental health person ends up getting shot. Or there was one white guy, I think he was having some type of mental health issue, and they did the whole thing where they put him on his stomach and then put all the pressure on his back and neck and died.
Oh
Dang.
no.
Yeah. You know,
See, no,
and
I
I
didn't
think
see
I
that.
remember so watching a video and like they're all making jokes and stuff and they put him into the ambulance and the EMT's like, "You fucking killed him, he's dead." And they're like, "What?" Like they just
Oh,
clueless that they killed the guy.
sheesh.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I didn't see
But
that
it all
story.
started from a mental health 911 call of a guy just having like a small issue, like just walking around or whatever.
Things can escalate, man. Things can escalate, and I think that's one of the main gripes for those who suggest the defunding of the police and having more people from different fields out there. I think there's this idea that if you're a cop coming to a situation, you have this disposition to be brutal with very little sympathy or empathy. It's just very mechanical. Go there, get the job done. And I think the idea of getting social workers in there is like, oh, there's a little bit more of a human understanding that isn't going to lead to someone dying when they don't need to. So I definitely see the argument for
Well,
it.
they've done some training. I remember like probation parole, like we used to call it hug a thug training.
Hell yeah.
So they would they would give us like sensitivity or whatever training, and then like we always used to call it hug a thug. So it's like, so we make fun of it, but it's also like when I was working was really, I guess, particular because I was working in drug court. So like we had to, these are people that were getting in the system because they have particular issues. So it's, we know that they're there for that reason kind of thing. So it's not like full on law enforcement at that point, until they go missing or running.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Then
what
it's like you go into full law enforcement mode.
Damn.
Nah, I think Hug a Thug should be like a worldwide thing, man. I feel like that should be like just do it and eat fresh. That should be like a slogan that everybody knows, yo. Hug a Thug. I like
Anytime I date someone, they hug a thug. So it's like, yeah, more people could hug a thug, sort of thing. I'm trying to call myself a thug. I'm trying to call
we
myself.
seen.
I believe you. You sound convincing.
Then you explained it.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, Mr. David James, man, we want to thank you for joining us on the Proper Ebonics.
Yeah,
podcast,
man, this has been cool. Do you have any shows or anything that the people could know about?
You can see me at Not a Damn Place. I do have a couple of things. I have let's see here. Cricket Comedy.
Ooh,
if you're out there in Phoenixville, I'm going to be in Phoenixville on Friday the 23rd, and then I'm going to be in Millville, New Jersey, the 24th. So you can also go to Cricket Comedy, look up those dates, or just follow me on the social media at D James Comedy and David James Comedy.
Hey, those shows to be fun, man. I did a cricket comedy show like 2 weeks ago. It was outdoors. It was sold out. You know what I'm saying? It was fun like a motherfucker, dog. So.
Phoenixville's a cool area too, so definitely check that out.
I used to lock black people up there.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
I didn't know there was black people there at all. You know what I'm saying?
Not anymore after David.
Well, the Phoenixville Coalition paid us to detain as many as we could.
There's the truth, people. You got it.
Mm-mm.
There it is. Heard it first here on Property Bonds.
We're like, we'll give the law enforcement, we'll get them on the podcast, try to hear what the different views. Treacherous. I have nothing really to plug. I have Alan. We're doing a show in like 4 hours in Harrisburg. I kind of wanted to get canceled. That'd be kind of nice. I would love to just stay home. I've been standing this whole time. Check this out. I'm at a standing desk right now. This is nuts. I'm out here dog sitting for one of my friends. He has a standing desk.
You got pants on, dog? You got pants
We'll
on?
see. We're about to find out. If I got pants. No, we won't find out.
He doesn't have pants on. All
yeah.
right, good.
So yeah, man. If you're not gonna be able to listen to this, but retroactively make it out to Harrisburg, to some backyard with a chauffeur. It's just gonna be all dude comics. So that's cool.
They put the flyer out, dog. It's like 9 niggas on this joint.
Yeah, sold out.
One picture on the show was a meme, so I'm not sure if it was a dude. I don't know. It's gonna be a great show, yo.
Yeah. So other than that, and Instagram page and the podcast and all that stuff. Yeah.
All right. Thanks again, Dave. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
thanks for having me, guys.
Cool. Oh, and check out your album, Killing Season, on Amazon, right? Or Kidnapping Season. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yep. Kidnapping Season. It's out everywhere. And also the Ambiguously Black Duo podcast.
There you go.
All right.
Cool. See ya.
Peace.